Murder for Dinner, Sonic Edition, is a memey Sonic the Hedgehog visual novel that thankfully isn't quite as memey as it might first appear. It does feature a plethora of gags, references, and questionable dialogue choices, but it's more invested in telling a genuine story than I'd expected. There is, however, a fine distinction between wanting to tell a story and actual proficiency at storytelling. Problems arise immediately with the premise. It's a murder mystery on a state-of-the-art 32-year-old smart train. That's oxymoronic. A smart train being 32 years old? Maybe in a particularly bizarre setting, but it's also still state-of-the-art apparently, hyper-impressive, and everyone is consistently wowed by its features? I don't think so. Also, Eggman apparently made it himself. How old is Eggman exactly? Am I really supposed to buy that he started donating smart trains to random cities 3 decades ago in the hopes it might eventually act as a transportation for his empire? Also, for what purpose is the train sentient, and why does it decide to capture Sonic instead of kill him on sight? I'm sorry, I suppose I spoiled the twist with that last one, but yeah, the gang hop aboard a super train. It turns out to be evil, and through the convoluted plot developments I just mentioned, we're told its backstory, and confronted with the true meaning of friendship. Again, I know I'm being harsh, and there was truthfully a heartfelt attempt, but that's really all it was. The pieces don't line up, and the moral pontificating about relationships ultimately comes across too cheesy and cloying. Even outside of the themes and overarching narrative, things aren't much better. The characterization is wildly inconsistent, with portrayals ranging from completely overblown to woefully subdued. Everyone is either exaggerated or downplayed, so you get the worst of both worlds, and the playable main character primarily exists as a peanut gallery, giving you their unsolicited thoughts on everything that occurs, and refusing to just let a scene breathe. So to recap, the overarching story is quite bad, the characterization is uneven. I guess there's still the actual murder mystery. To be fair, it's probably the best part. The logic used to deduce the murderer is functional, but the player's own input is laughably irrelevant. You're never asked to think in this game, about anything. Instead, you just play an admittedly fantastic platforming minigame which symbolizes your character's internal deliberations. It really makes no sense. One might imagine the critical analysis would be required to solve a mystery, not fast reflexes, but I suppose one would be mistaken. While these simplistic platforming segments are undoubtedly the best part, successfully utilizing each hazard and mechanic to their fullest potential, they feel stapled onto an otherwise dreadfully boring experience. That said, is Murder Sonic a bad game? No, not really. In spite of its poor characterization and questionable premise, it maintains a unique, cheerful tone with indescribable ease, and succeeds in its goals of being lightweight, good-natured, and surprisingly creative. It just so happens that nearly every facet of its writing and design rub me the wrong way.